This video is brought to you by Ultrahuman. More about them at the end of the video. What's up everyone, welcome back to Stag voiceover. My name is Neil Glasgow. So I'm doing another one of these videos where I'm responding to a question or a comment that was made on the channel, and this particular question was, do I really need to have any sort of training because all I want to do is go and do YouTube channels or narration work, for example? And it made me think of a couple of things that I've seen and experienced in the voiceover world, and it kind of underlines the value, really the value of having some sort of training under your belt. So with that in mind, let's get into it. So, to give you an idea about where I stand on this anyway, I've had, or rather I am, predominantly self-taught with everything I've done. Now, I say predominantly, I've gone to theatre school, I've done acting, all that sort of stuff. So I have all of that training. But voiceover stuff, that's a slightly different bag. And having this question in from this individual was on the same day that I was recording for a new upcoming MMORPG video game coming out of China called Swords of the Legends Online, or Sword of Legends Online. And I did about 14, 15 characters on there, some main characters, some background voices, all really cool stuff. It's all the stuff that I like. But it made me realise something. Now, I'm going to show you something. This is notorious. If you're a gamer, you'll know about this. If you're new into voice acting, you're going to think, how the hell did this get through muster? But I'll explain in a minute. Have a quick look.
This hall is dangerous. There must be a back door somewhere. Let's try to find it first, shall we? Just a moment. I found something.
What is it?
It's a weapon. It's really powerful, especially against living things.
Hey, what is this?
This house is dangerous. There are terrible demons. Ouch!
You're wounded. What kind of demon attacked you?
It was a huge snake, and also poisonous. Ugh.
So that was from the original Resident Evil games back in the 90s. And you're probably thinking to yourself, like many of us at the time, and even now when you go back, like, how did that get through? How did that be paid for, any quality control, all of that sort of stuff? That was terrible voice acting. And I'm going to give you a bit of insight. That probably was the best delivery those individuals could give. Because when you're recording like that, you're very rarely, unless you're doing one of these AAA titles and there's a pretty big cast, you're not doing group readings. What you do predominantly is you, if you're lucky, will have a voice director on there. But it's an Excel spreadsheet, and they're single lines out of context. You don't know if you're running for your life, if you're sitting at a dinner table. There's no context to the levels and type of delivery you have to do. So when I was doing this game yesterday, I'm doing everything from ghost voices to child voices to trolls to... one of the directions I got was, this troll, none of his limbs are the same size. And he hates women. That was it. And I have to create a character, I have to create a sound out of that. And it's a very difficult thing sometimes, but having had the background that I have, I can create a character. What I don't know is, does the character that I've created, the voice, the sound, all that sort of stuff, is it going to sound good? Will it sound as part of the game when it eventually comes out in the context that it is? Because again, you're not seeing the stuff on the screen. This isn't, working with Disney and doing the next Pixar movie where you can actually see the things and the animators will work around you. So it's something to really bear in mind that when you actually do land one of these gigs, if that's something you want to do, and a lot of people that watch the channel do want to get into video games, especially if you're doing a home record, you're just going to have an audio engineer Hopefully, you'll have a voice director. The voice director will hopefully have some information on those characters, but ultimately, you are there to give your best performance. And this is where I come back to the commenter's question. Do I need to go through any sort of training to just do YouTube channels or to just do narration work? And I would always say yes, because, again, out of context, I've said this before, I read for anime channels, I read for Animeology, go check them out. I read for psychology channels, Psychos, go check them out. I work for Tesla channels, Wealth Up, go check them out. And anywhere that you hear my voice, I will have a different delivery, I'll have a different style, I'll do everything different because it's a different audience. If you're doing that on YouTube, you need to have that ability to be whatever the channel needs you to be, and that doesn't come without a little bit of creativity, a little bit of acting ability under your belt. And again, if you're going to be a narrator, if you're going to do fiction work or even non-fiction, if you have to be a character, you have to be able to deliver that in a way that engages. Some of the best voice acting, really, I'm going to call it voice acting, I've ever heard in my life was the Game of Thrones audiobooks. A guy called Roy Dotrice, a fantastic actor. He's worked for decades and decades. But what was amazing to me is even in the first couple of books, and I invite you to go out and find them and read them and listen to them rather, there are hundreds of characters in those books. And by hundreds, I'm not just talking about the main people. I'm talking about, guy who has one line selling onions. Roy Dotrice did a different voice, a different accent. It was impressive. Genuinely impressive. He lost it a little bit between books, turning Tyrion from that he sounded Welsh to not Welsh, or not Welsh to Welsh, but either way, it doesn't matter to me overly, but he is just so impressive. If you go back and listen to the Harry Potter audiobooks by Jim Dale, specifically Jim Dale, he did the American versions of the Harry Potter books, even though, British actor. Fantastic. The characters that he did always brought to life. Stephen Fry is a great orator, he really is, but in my head, when I listen to Stephen Fry, I'm just listening to Stephen Fry, regardless of the characters he does. Jim Dale, who's an old Carry On actor from all the Carry On films, he creates characters, and they're fantastic. And I just say to anyone who's getting involved in any kind of audio work, whether you're doing PowerPoint presentations, TikTok videos, it doesn't matter. If you're doing this, you have to be able to emote. You have to be able to bring something to life. And it's not just about having personality. It's about being the person, the character, the persona that your audience is expecting to hear, not what you want to be or want to deliver. As the last point I'll make on this, I've just finished an audiobook which will be coming out in June, called Go Luck Yourself. I invite you to go and check it out. Not as a plug for me, but all the proceeds of that book are going to a charity, so that's a really nice thing for me. But it was written by a guy who's a bit of a marketing guru, and he's Scottish. But he's not my accent Scottish, and ultimately I have to be him. And that's, again, it all comes into the acting ability, and you need that. So, long answer, 10-minute long answer. Do you need to go and at least attend a couple of acting classes, have some training? Yes. My opinion, and it's my opinion, yes. Go and get some sort of training. You don't need to get on stage. You don't need to do a whole bunch of stuff, but at least engage a coach that can help you understand your delivery and understand what it is you need to deliver. Okay, that's it. That's the video. I hope it helps. Hope I've given you some insight. Check out some of the stuff I've talked about. Not plugged, not content paid or anything like that, but, stuff I'm passionate about. If you liked it, like and subscribe, share it around the place, and remember, you can absolutely be a voiceover artist. We'll see you in the next video. This is Ultra Human. Join the holistic fitness movement. You can get fit, reduce stress, run marathons, improve your mobility, and enhance your productivity with the world's best coaches and athletes. You can get fitness tips and videos from some of the world's best professional athletes. You can get yoga walkthroughs from the world's most revered yoga gurus. Full body workouts for any fitness level. Mindfulness and meditation walkthroughs to really relax your body. And at night, you can listen to myself and some other wonderful narrators as we lull you to sleep after a long day. You can get a free trial for Ultrahuman with the affiliate code that's in the description. Learn from the best with Ultrahuman.